Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. I got the idea for this particular talk when I was actually waiting for a bus in Cambridge, where, as you probably know, I spend half my time. The bus arrived on time, stopped exactly at the bus stop. The driver lowered the floorboards. People got off one by one. People got in one by one in a disciplined manner. And everyone got a seat, and then the bus drove off. And this reminded me of a saying or a quote by Vinod Dham, who is called the father of the Pentium chip in Intel, saying that in India, public transport bus never stops at a bus stop. It's always full. And therefore, the driver stops many yards before or after the stop to disgorge passengers, which are already overflowing. So to get on the bus, you have to dash 50 meters on either side and get perhaps a toe hold on the footboard of the bus. And then you come to America or Europe or UK in my case. And what do you see? Bus comes on time, almost empty, drivers lowers the footboard. Life is a piece of cake. India, according to him, prepares you to succeed. And this particular metaphor, which I have actually extended to the traffic metaphor in India, is in my mind the reason why we have so many Indian-born CEOs at the apex of big tech companies, especially in the US and to an extent in Europe. The bus incident is reflective of the traffic in India, perhaps the most chaotic in the world. So many obstacles, hundreds of kinds of vehicles, including buffaloes. And so it teaches you to account for unpredictable occurrences all the time, always have an alternative way, teaches you to multitask, work simultaneously rather than sequentially, makes you humble, makes you accepting of the diversity on the road. And so from those metaphors, I kind of took out 5 reasons why there are so many Indian CEOs at the top of big tech. Reason number one is humility. Satya Nadella's first email to Microsoft employees when he became CEO started with, "Today is a very humbling day for me." So it was just a completely different tone than people at Microsoft and other tech companies had been used to, where most CEOs from the first world, from the West, have this whole alpha dog mentality, the dominant kind of mentality, less humility. And humility leads to loyalty. And so people kind of stick to companies for life, for almost life, as Satya Nadella did, and so did Sundar Pichai. The second reason is gentleness and family. Vivek Wadhwa, another famous entrepreneur, told BBC that men like Nadella and Sundar Pichai bring a certain amount of caution, reflection, and a gentler culture. And this is very important today in big tech, as they have to kind of work with governments and adjust and not just play the dominance game. And big tech has to answer a lot of questions from US Congress, government, societies. It was joint families, parents invested in education, growing up in an unequal society that instills tolerance and kindness in Indian CEOs. Third reason, always have a plan B. People in India would resonate with that. The electricity might go off anytime. The public transport might not come. Anything might happen. And so you always need to have a plan B. And as R. Gopalakrishnan at Tata Sons said, that no other nation in the world trains so many citizens in such a gladiatorial manner as India does. And now with the pandemic and incoming global warming and the war, always having plan Bs ingrained in you is a great idea. Fourth, and I'm going a little philosophical here, in Indian philosophy, mythology, time is circular. The concept of time is different. It's not linear. There are no binaries. Indians live in shades of gray. Thus, work supersedes leisure. There's no work-life sequence. Both need to be integrated. The past is not gone. It will come again in the future. And in these uncertain times, this kind of thinking, with tech evolving at blinding speed, work changing forever, This kind of thinking is useful, and this value system in corporate leaders is useful, and Indians seem to be born with that. Fifth, and finally, is unity in diversity. Indians grew up with 22 official languages, scores of religions, so many castes and subcastes, and in a work culture embracing diversity, this background is very useful. Indians have also grown up in a democratic society with independent institutions and a free press, and in a society which strives, at least, tries to be equitable, though ridden with deep inequities. And so it's no surprise, because of these 5 reasons, that Indians are kind of rocketing up to become CEOs of companies across the world, especially tech companies. I would love to know what you think. What are your reasons why for the success of Indian-born CEOs? Do write in, respond to this video, and look forward to see you next time.